flies in his tummy. Not the pretty, colorful kind, but the jittery, fluttery kind that made him want to hide under his covers. Today was the night of his very first sleepover at Grandma Mabel's house. He carefully packed his favorite blue dinosaur, Rex, right on top of his striped pajamas. At the front door of the cottage, Silas gave his mom a squeeze so tight it felt like a knot. "I'll be back to get you in the morning, Silas," Mom whispered, kissing the top of his head. He watched her car drive down the lane, feeling very small until Grandma Mabel reached out and took his hand. "The house missed you, Silas," Grandma Mabel said with a bright wink. The hallway smelled like sweet cinnamon and old, interesting books. She led him into the kitchen, where a plate of warm chocolate chip cookies was waiting on the counter just for him. They didn't just sit around and eat. Grandma Mabel grabbed every extra pillow and blanket in the house. Together, they draped quilts over the tall dining chairs to build a giant fortress in the living room. "This," Grandma declared, "is the great castle of Snuggles." Inside the castle, they sat on the soft rug and looked through a heavy book of pictures. Grandma Mabel showed him a photo of his own dad when he was a little boy, wearing a cape made from a dish towel. Silas laughed, imagining his dad as a silly superhero. For dinner, they had breakfast at night. Silas helped Grandma Mabel flip the pancakes on the griddle. One pancake flipped perfectly onto the plate, but the next one did a somersault and landed right on the floor. They both giggled until their bellies ached. But when the sun went down and the shadows grew long, the tummy flutters came back. Silas looked at the big guest bed. It wasn't his bed at home. The room felt too quiet, and the corners of the room looked a little bit too dark. Grandma Mabel noticed his quiet face. She went to the shelf and pulled down a small silver lantern. "This is the star catcher," she whispered. When she turned it on, it cast 1,000 tiny dots of golden light onto the ceiling, making the whole room look like the night sky. Grandma Mabel tucked the heavy quilts around Silas until he was as cozy as a toasted marshmallow. She kissed his forehead and sat in the rocking chair nearby. "Rex and I are right here," she whispered. Silas hugged his dinosaur and felt the flutters finally fly away. The next morning, the bright sun streamed through the window. Silas jumped out of bed, feeling like a champion. He had done it. He sat at the table with Grandma Mabel, eating toast and already planning what they would build during his next sleepover.